What is up, guys? Welcome to Backyard Pit Stop. Today I want to introduce you guys to a friend of mine who is no longer going to be with us. Stock downpipe. This bad boy right here gave me such a hard time. Even with the transmission off and easy access to get to the bolts, still gave me a hard time. Yeah, let's walk you through this. Oh, and don't forget, you're going to need a lot of patience. Like, a lot. And if you do say that you lift, well, this is going to put you to the test. So now let's just imagine this stock downpipe hanging from behind the motor, or from behind the turbo, just like that. So yeah, to get this stock downpipe off your Lb7, what you're going to need is a 12mm 12-point socket, a 9/16 socket, a 9/16 wrench, and some sort of extension piece to extend the leverage of your wrench, a long ratchet, and a shorter ratchet here with a 10mm socket. Now let's start with the 10mm socket. The 10mm socket is to get these 10mm bolts off, and that's to remove the heat shield. Now I'll explain to you guys why we remove the heat shield when we get there. Okay, in my case, I was lucky because the transmission was already off the truck, so it's a little bit easier. Now, this was a tough job, but I guess this was a little bit easier since the transmission was off. Anyways, to get this off, you're gonna have two 9/16 bolts hanging off these studs right here. You got a stud right here, and you got another stud down there that's gonna be on the back of the turbo. 9/16, that one comes off with the socket. The other one, you're going to get to that with this with that wrench, but you're gonna get to that other one from the engine bay, actually, from on top. When you're underneath the truck, get the 9/16 off, get the 12mm bolt off, put the truck down. Then you're going to get these three 12mm bolts and that 9/16 nut with that 9/16 ratchet along with that lever on. Yeah, so reason why we take the heat shield off. So I didn't get that fancy tool that everybody talks about in the forums to get these bolts off. And anyways, even if I got that tool, I don't know how you guys do it, man, because these bolts are on there good. And even with this extended, you know, it's probably because the angle of approach isn't the greatest, because you're kind of like, you're basically doing one of these, trying to get those bolts off. To remove those bolts, it's a lot easier to get this heat shield out of the way. Now, I was impatient, and I thought this heat shield was actually held in place by more than 10mm, you know, 3 10mm bolts. I thought this thing was like pretty much welded on there. But I don't know if you guys can see here, I tried banging it up with a chisel and a hammer to try to give the head of this ratchet some clearance, like that. And it was just kind of like getting in the way, so I was banging it down a whole bunch. I just couldn't get it, and I didn't want to strip those bolts. So my friend, who's a little bit more patient than me, was like, hey, why don't you just get that 10mm bolt off? Maybe this one, maybe that one. Look at that, easy access. And I was able to get all 3 of these off. But yeah, lesson here for the kids.
Be patient and think outside the box, because sometimes outside the box a heat shield won't get in the way of your ratchet, and you'll be able to get your socket on your 12.12mm bolt.
So there's that exhaust clamp I was talking about that clamps the downpipe to the exhaust. That's what it looks like. Now this one is an eBay set. It's probably like a replica of that MBRP downpipe. You guys can hit all you want, but there's that 9/16 nut, and then there's that 12.12mm bolt, and then there's another. Let's see if we can get in there. Come on. There it is. There's the other 9/16, and then on top you're gonna find three 12.12 millimeter. So these two you're gonna get to from down here. Then that bottom one right there, you're gonna get to that one with the wrench, like I said. Now because the transmission is off, I was actually able to, after I got that heat shield off the stock one, I was actually able to get my wrench, or my ratcheting wrench, or my ratchet up over the downpipe with the extension and a socket to get those 12.12 millimeters off. And yeah, that actually worked out for me. Then you tighten everything up, get this on there good, and your downpipe is installed. Now, I'm making this sound easy. This was not easy. Like I said earlier, if you think you lift, this will put you to the test. But yeah, let's get a moment of silence for my little downpipe. So yeah, thank you for watching. Go ahead and click that like button, share this video, comment down below. I'm an open-minded guy. We are open-minded people. And subscribe to this channel so that you can stay up to date with the latest shenanigans here at Backyard Pit Stop. And by the way, I do lift. Thank you for watching.